explosive news. Pretty much the kind of stuff here, folks, that really highlights what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish, especially for the world of monarchies, kingdoms, and unitary states. Second reading in the UK Parliament. Can't make this up. Just spent 3 hours reading the new proposed Bill of Rights, and I should have turned off my notifications. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully the phone doesn't go stupid here. Folks, the UK under King Charles III, he just ascended, and he's brought a new Bill of Rights. His Parliament sworn to him. A Bill of Rights, folks, that removes all the same freedoms Canadians have, apparently, under the Charter 1982 and absolutely Quebec's original Bill of Rights 1960. This new Bill of Rights in the UK, which will go throughout the Commonwealth, first and foremost, it goes back to World War II and a promise that then King George VI made to U.S. President Teddy Roosevelt, and again a promise he made to one Joseph Stalin. He made a promise to enshrine these rights throughout the Commonwealth and all colonial assets. UK and France alike made the same deal. France completely taken over by Nazi Germany. UK falling. UK was falling. They were not going to survive the assault from the Axis powers. Not without the help of USA and Russia, then Soviet Union. Without those two countries, it was game over for King George VI and Sir Winston Churchill. It was game over. Absolutely, for France, that empire fell. They were occupied. They were completely taken over. The promise made was 1941, and it was made in the Atlantic, right off an island of Newfoundland, where they all met, and they all ratified an agreement that they would terminate the crown, that they would give all of you, the subjects of every one in the realm, and all those held as colonial assets, would all become we the people, not subjects anymore. That they would enshrine deep-seated human rights that was finalized and ratified in 1948. We call it the Declaration of Human Rights, 1948. Russia added to it, signing it off in 1960, and they did the law of decolonization that everyone accepted. Between Russia and USA, all 5 members of the P5 have ratified these agreements. They have conditions on each side. Russia and USA made conditions for their signatures through other presentations. Nevertheless, it was done. Now, what's happened here is King Charles took over. We've known for a long time, that he's put forward lots of UN agendas with every corrupt constitutional monarchy empowered underneath his crown. Canada, no exception. Folks, the new UK Bill of Rights, I just read it. It's massive, it's sick, it's disturbing. It's everything that nobody in these freedom movements or groups are talking about. And that's disturbing to me, because this Bill of Rights removes all the people from narratives of rights and freedoms. It's a superpower to the crown that now absolutely and 100% in the United Kingdom, the crown in Parliament, meaning the Parliament sworn to King Charles III, they'll decide what rights and freedoms you will have, and they will interpret them. There won't be any of the provisions protecting the people and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. UK citizens now, and soon to be the whole Commonwealth, because I promise you, what UK does rolls down the hill. The Canadian government will accept it in its entirety. They'll probably sign an international treaty doing the same thing, saying, yes, we swear to you and we will remove these rights from the people. Courts for appeal, for subjects to go to appeal, even though it's King's Court, that's all been removed now. In the new Bill of Rights, when the Crown deems your rights and freedoms in violation of the Crown's needs, meaning when the subjects from the third class and they have rights, if those rights interfere in the Crown or weaken the Crown, they'll remove them from you. And there will be no legal process for you to go through. The idea of you revolting against this will be illegal. Illegal. They are breaching the highest of high international laws. They're a P5 country. They're welcome to appeal. But what should happen here is that the UK Parliament and King Charles III should declare war on United States and Russia, because that was the condition for former Soviets and American citizens to give their lives in mass number in a far-off war, not on their shores, but to go fight a war for rich tyrants in monarchical systems. There was a promise you would end that. You would empower we the people. You will find this written in the Russian Federation's Constitution. You will find this written in the United States Constitution. Those two countries, the allies of World War II, folks, if it wasn't for USA and Russia, we wouldn't be having this conversation today. The world would be vastly different. It would be a Nazified, superpowered, absolute monarchy, no rights and freedoms, people going to gas chambers. Genocide would have been 10 times the magnitude as it was in World War II today. Lots of people wouldn't be with us today. Lots of us with ideas, thoughts, feelings, truth, and love, that would all be gone. It would be gone. Be a very tyrannical, dictatorial society. People would think to themselves, you follow, get along, and go along, or you're gone. And they would remove you literally with your life. There wouldn't be any First Peoples. We would probably have mass slavery globally. And people wouldn't be happy. They wouldn't. They'd be very greatly more oppressed. All you have to do is look at Germany and Japan and where they were going. Spain and Portugal. Look where those colonials were going. UK has violated their promise to the Allies absolutely today. It's on its second reading. If you haven't read the Bill of Rights, get ready, Canadians, Australians, New Zealanders, and on through all 73 attached to the Crown. It's going to be getting pumped out to you too. People aren't going to have what little rights we used to have. News media's in there too. They talk about media and the Crown's ability to censor, remove stories. Oh, and get this. Now the Crown can keep its sources private. I mean, no publication to you, the people, you, the subjects. You have to trust their word and that these are reliable sources that won't be published. Secret, right? It's all going to be secret. You can trust the government because it's a secret. That's not good governance. There's nothing of anything but corruption. That's where we're going. The world is going into dark places. Dark places. King Charles III, now that he's at helm, his crazy UN agendas are coming to fruition. And the first country to oppress the most amount of people is now going to be the UK. And that will roll downhill. Trudeau, Poilievre, Singh, they're all going to embrace it. Elizabeth May, the Green Party, Maxime Bernier, People's Party Canada, they're all going to accept that additional Crown power. They're going to love it. They're going to be able to pay themselves more as we watch massive corruption in media today in Ontario. It's now upwards of $75 million COVID theft by just one director in education. Whole family just robbed people blindly, taxpayers. Unbelievable. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The Crown steals, cheats, lies, and now they're going to supersize them against all of you. Who makes the king follow the charter? Nobody. And that's the new Bill of Rights, enshrining exactly what was done way back in 1200 AD when they came out with the Magna Carta, and everybody said, oh, this wonderful document that only applies if the Crown says it applies. It's always been that way. It will always be that way for all constitutional monarchies, kingdoms, and unitaries. It's always power to the few to decide if those rights apply to you, decide if you're to get remedy when they're violated, and that's all disappearing. Courts are disappearing on many, many enshrined human rights. They're disappearing. What Russia and USA cemented worldwide in the United Nations, San Francisco, way back in the UN Charter, and all the world-binding laws are being undone. The greatest destruction today is now the UK Bill of Rights in its second reading in a majority. The parliamentarians are going to remove the subjects' limited powers and rights completely, empowering media to continue on under government, under state, empowering the Crown to take more rights and freedoms from you, and remove your ability to sue. That's going to disappear. Well, so what? We committed a genocide against you? Tough shit. We're the Crown. And we commit genocide. There's no crime in that. But you all will pay the price. In full slavery, servitude. It's sick. It's disturbed. If you haven't read it, go read it. Wake up, freedom movement people, and all these people talking about freedom. All these weird rabbit holes, law of the sea, admiralty law, these crazy notions of natural law. The Crown is large and in charge. Always has been, always will be until we, the people, are constituted. And that requires real constitutional conventions. I don't know why anyone talks about common law or their ideas of it or civil law or natural law. Everything but what rules, governs, and holds you to your Constitution, the Crown, customary, and written laws. There's two sides of that coin. That's all there is. In Canada, in the UK, they don't even have a codified constitution. Not one, none whatsoever. They make it up as they go. It's called a living constitution. Sure, they have charters, Bill of Rights. They can keep crafting these and defining you, the subjects, as much as they want. And there's nothing you can do about it. A very old system. If you haven't figured it out, the Crown controls the justice system. The Crown controls the military. The Crown controls the police. There's only one rule for people to understand. Those who can enforce the law make the law, whether you like it or not. And anyone talking about anything else is cockamamie. Because you can make up any laws or notions of laws or ideas of laws you want, but if you don't have the military, the police, and the justice system to back you up, you got nothing. You got nothing. Nothing. Zero. And you can complain all day. You can write monumental amounts and say, oh, it's this way, it's this way, it's this way. We just do it. Do it. You end up in jail. You end up shot. You end up on the firing lines. That's the truth. I'm just showing you real history, and anyone talking like they're going to create all these things, it's cockamamie. We don't need to discuss all these proposed laws or how the world should be. What we need to focus on is how the world is today, like what UK is doing right now. I don't hear one word around Canada Australia and all these freedom moves. Not one word. It's pretty big news, guys, because it's going to be what's coming down the pipeline. And people would say, oh, no, I love the crown. No, that's not the problem. It's everything else. It's an evil UN. It's boogeymen, billionaires. No, it's the crown. It's in the highest laws of your land. It is your rules of governance, how you are governed, and the complete lack of accountability traced to the constitutional monarchy called Canada, UK, a whole bunch of them around the world. United Arab Emirates, there's kingdoms there too. Folks, if we don't address the real issue and start challenging that, in a few short years, we're going to be right back to the League of Nations, Age of Empires, very, very shortly, where you will obey or you'll be put down by the local crown authority. Municipal, all the way to federal police, you'll have military action brought against you. There will be no recourse. There's no lawsuits. There won't be any media coverage. It'll all be blacked out because the crown rules the roost. This is in its second reading. If you haven't read UK's new Bill of Rights, go read it. It is absolutely a war on America and a war on Russia. The idea of we the people has been and always will be at war. Many presidents of the United States warned about this. They told you we're only one ever generation away from losing all our rights and freedoms. The fight for freedom and we the people is always there. Canada doesn't have any of that. We never have. People talk about Canada used to be a great place. Canada's never been a great place. Never been a great place. Always the illusion. We've had our moments that were forced upon us by those very allies. USA has had the most impact on Canada than any other country. Russia too. I can show you every time Canada seemingly did monumental things in the name of justice, in the name of the people, is because they were forced to. Those things are being repealed. President Joe Biden, he crafted a new Atlantic Charter, replacing the Allied Promise of 1941. This is why King Charles is going crazy now on full-blown autocracy and the spillover. Joe Biden signed a new charter with Boris Johnson and Queen Elizabeth II before she died, 2021. As soon as he ascended power, he quickly, as a Democrat, I will sign away all of the people's rights internationally. Americans will be subjects on the international stage. That's what Joe Biden did. He breached something that no president in more than 70 years ever breached before. An honor of the Constitution of the United States on the basis of freedom and liberty and we the people in pursuit of happiness. In pursuit of happiness, these things are being removed. They're being removed. UK has done a monumental amount of damage in just the last few weeks. The Bill of Rights is there for everyone to read. I suggest people do. I'll probably do another live, and I'll go through that new Bill of Rights. It'll make you puke. Again, stop chasing rabbit holes. It's all crown. The autocracy has and always will be crown autocracy. There are never human rights in crown autocracy. Subjects are slaves. Savages are to be made slaves or removed, extinct. That is forever and always the design of every crown, monarchy, kingdom, or unitary. That's what they do. They always do. It's never changed. The only fundamental change we saw was the Allies' promise, the Allies' design of the UN. Post-World War II, the world had a time of greatness because of two countries, literally two countries, whether we like that or not. And it's the rest of the old world that's problematic. Europe is always and has always been problematic. The worst wars in the world, Europe. Europe and their expansionistic, slaving ideas of divine human beings. Been around forever. People are right. Yeah, Rome, we can look at that. We can look at the history of every kingdom, Middle East to Genghis Khan, doesn't matter. We can look at history of divine dictators, basically divine human beings, and it's never been any good. Doesn't matter where you go in the world. Doesn't matter what race, culture, ethnicity, what system of laws people want to narrate. When you have divine human beings at the highest laws of the land, control of everything with no accountability, no real rules of governance except the rules they make. How to govern isn't defined except for a divine power of an elite few. When that's your system, that very old world system, you the people are screwed because you're not people. You're subjects and savages. I don't know how else to explain it any better than that, except for if you haven't read the UK Bill of Rights, go read it. It's explosive. It's evil. Evil, the kind of evil that came out of Nazi Germany. All crown colonials, axis or ally alike, those in monarchical systems have always and will always be this way. We'll always have massive corruption, massive genocide, huge suffering of the people. And like I said, without the ability to enforce the law, you've got nothing. So you, the subjects, will have nothing and nowhere to turn to. There'll be nowhere to go. UK is a P5 country, and as long as we swear this oath to the crown, as long as we enshrine that power in the highest powers, our constitutional laws, highest, the roadmap of how we're to be governed, that's how it's going to be. The military will get along and follow along, the police will get along and follow along, and the justice system will get along and follow along. That's what's going to happen. Share, share, share. Get this video out there. Wake people up. Because it's going to be too late in a few short years. A few short years, you might as well put the stick in your mouth, bite down hard, take it until there's a World War III. And I don't know that any kind of World War III or massive societal revolution leading to that is going to come out any better than what was designed after World War II. Because will Russia and USA win this again? Or are they going to fight each other, destroy each other, weaken each other, and all the other crown colonials will come to pass? That's what makes me frightened of a World War III. The idea that USA and Russia destroy each other, weaken themselves to the point that the crown colonials retake the world. And when we look at the divine elites, that is ultimately their best outcome. Like I said, Joe Biden, Boris Johnson, Queen Elizabeth II have now set the stage for King Charles III to become the Nazi tyrant, just as was Adolf Hitler. And we can go, not just through him, we can go through lots of crown colonials, Imperial Japan, monarchical Spain and Portugal. Go through all that. We can go through monarchical France before World War II, and even now with its holdings. UK absolutely, with its Commonwealth and its colonial holdings. There's not going to be any justice for the little folks, the little people, the common folks, the Joe Janes. You're going to be oppressed larger than you ever have been before. At least in the UK, I'm never going to go there. They're looking like a bunch of nutcases now. It's scary. It's scary. That's my video. Share, share, share. Read it. Read the new Bill of Rights UK 2023. It's in its second reading. Nobody's talking about it. Massive news. This massive amount of our rights and freedoms and promised enshrined human rights in the Commonwealth are going to disappear. And there's no remedies. Bye now.